Okay, let's talk about the logical operators in JavaScript. So what are logical operators? Logical operators. So what are logical operators? Let's look at it. For example, if the result of what we compare is true, you can check and say, okay, if it's false, you can execute another code. Like probably at a point you want to know if this thing is true, then this happen. If not, that should happen. So we have a lot of logical operators that we'll make use of. We have the logic not, that's the exclamation mark. We have the logic or, that's when we use this. Then we have the logic and, that's the a percent to a percent. So JavaScript uses a lot of this logical operation to do a lot of things. Now we use the exclamation mark to represent not operator. For instance, now if I said let known equals to true. Now if I console, if I log exclamation mark known, if I go to my browser, I should get false. That means I'm negating this. I want the negative response of this. So that is false. And initially I say it's true. That is, this one means it's not what the value is initially. That means it is false. So that's the way the exclamation mark work. So if this is true, if this is false, let's assume this is false. This is false, and I said not false, so that would be true. Let's check. So that would be true. So the exclamation mark shows the opposite of what you have. Now, the logical operator, for instance, now let's say we defined something. The exclamation mark. We want to say, okay, is defined, not undefined. So the exclamation mark stands for not. Like for instance, I said this is the way. Immediately I put an exclamation mark, so that means I'm saying this is not the way. Okay, now let's look at the AND operator. The AND operator is like, okay, let me explain this way. We have two conditions. We are trying to see if those two conditions are met. We use the AND to check if this happen, and at the same time this happen. That is, the two must be met before we can resort to true. For instance, let's say false known is false. Let me read this. Let me just call it F1. F1 is false. Let F2 equals to true. Now I'll say console log. Okay. I'm trying to say a kind of example like code use. Okay. Let me say F1 and F2. Let's check our browser and see what the result will be. It's false. Why? Because F1 is false and F2 is false. That means the two are not the same. That is, the two conditions are not satisfied. That is false and true. Let's assume we say, okay, let me even change. Let me take this to 0 and 1. I believe some of us that did computer science will understand what I'm trying to say. 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 will result to 0. 0 is false. 0 means false. But 1 and 1 should result to 1. That is true. So if I take it back to the previous thing and I change the false to true, if I save this, if I come here, I refresh, you have true. That's the way the AND operator works. That means the two sides are actually true. For instance, I could say if this side has money and this other side have money, then it is true. But if I'm talking about being rich and A is rich and B is not rich, then it is not true because the two of them are not rich. So we cannot assume their riches exist in their family. Okay, so let's move on. Now we also have the logical or. Now let me change this back to false, and let me use the or. Now this will be true because we say either this or that. Now this will be true. I mean either of this should be true. If this is true, this is false, then we can have that. Then let's have false. Then now we're going to have false because they are both false. So that's the way our logical operator works. So we've talked about logical and logical or. Those are the two major logical operator that we have in JavaScript. And also we have the logical assignment operator. Yeah, we have logical assignment operator. How does logical assignment operator works? We have the logical, we have the or assignment operator, we have the and assignment operator. Now, what do I mean by or assignment operator and assignment operator? Let's take a look at this. Can you see this is a boolean because it's true or false. F1 or equals to F2. Still have false. I can say let me change this to a string. Let F1 or equals to this should work. Okay, sorry, I'm making a mistake here. I'm supposed to compare it here. So I'm saying, let me change this to true. I come in here and I refresh. We should have true. That is, it's either it is or that is F1 equals to F2. Is F1 or F2 or it's equals to F2. So the same thing applies to our and. Is this and or equals to this? That is, it could be true, or that means true is equals to the other one. So that's just all about our operators in JavaScript. We still have some operators, but we won't be looking at that. And I feel for now we won't be needing that. When we get there, we'll talk about that later. So now we'll be moving to another part of our class, and that will be in the next video. So guys, stay calm. We still have a lot to do.